Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Grillo. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Grillo and Dave Stam here on BGM Media, and we are here bringing you to two district championship games. The first one between Western High. Okay, we're Bob Grillo and Dave Stam here bringing you tonight's game on BMG Media between Western High School. And I'm here with Dave Stam. Dave and I met about 5 minutes ago. So
we've met on the basketball court.
Yeah, met on the basketball court. Him reffing, me coaching, or me broadcasting.
And it's usually with somebody with a higher voice yelling at me.
Yeah, that's right. And Dave's a longtime official. I'm an official, not a very good one, but Dave's a good one, so he's going to add that. He knows a lot about Western. And then, of course, Trimble's from the TVCO Hawking, so I can talk a little bit about them. But we're here on Jim Darrow Court. Trimble with a record of 20-1 and Western with a record of 21-2. And I don't think, Dave, there's anyone left in Gloucester and Latham tonight. What do you think?
I got passed, and I was driving 65. I got passed by a number of people from Pike County Tags and Latham heading up here. And if you go outside in the parking lot, there's not too many places to park here at Wellston.
Well, being a judge, I don't know if I can help you because I didn't have jurisdiction in those counties you were going through. But just make sure you're careful going back.
They would have had to pick me. That would have been the slowest one.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Coach Williams has done a great job with Western, and of course Howie Caldwell. He's won wherever he's been, whether it be Federal Hawking, Meggs Eastern, or here.
And also, don't forget. He coached also at Racine Southern.
Yeah, Racine Southern. He's been a phenomenal coach wherever he's been. And Trimble's having a great year because their girls are also one game away from going to the state Final Four.
That's a big day for the TVC tomorrow.
Yes.
Waterford against Trimble.
Right.
Big day. I've had the pleasure of refereeing both of these gentlemen, Doug Williams for Latham and Howie Caldwell. Howie is basically the legend in the Southeast District. He's been successful everywhere he's gone. Doug is kind of one of the up-and-comers. Doug coached in the Southern Buckeye League down, I believe it was either Western Brown or Georgetown. I get those two schools confused. Doug does have ties in our area. He played basketball at Piketon, went to Miami of Ohio, and he is also the grandson of the legendary Western Latham coach, Hecky Thompson, who took Latham to the state tournament in '68.
Awesome. Yeah, Latham's had a long and good history of basketball, so two programs that have been very successful. Trimble was always successful in football, baseball, basketball, always pushing for a state spot. One of their players from a couple years ago is playing for the Buckeyes. Mr. Kittle, his dad's an assistant coach, so a lot of success in these programs.
It's kind of strange. Of the four teams that's here tonight, three of them were in district championship games last year, and the only newcomer is the Western Indians. Well,
I'll tell you what, they brought a huge crowd, and they've done the SOC well. And
they were co-champions at a SOC won this year, along with Sims Valley. I had the pleasure of going out and watching their championship game, and it was a packed house, a great atmosphere of high school basketball.
This is great stuff. I had the privilege of being one of the coaches on the Vinton County girls team the last couple of years, and 4 district finals. It's just great stuff. And then we were fortunate enough last year, of course, to get to the state championship game. Stuff you'll never forget. And I saw some of the Western kids when they were coming out, and the crowd was going crazy. You could tell they were getting pumped up.
Yeah, it is, and it's a local. A lot of times, in high school basketball, you have, I hate to say, they use this word, imports. Kids who don't grow up in the area. All these kids from Western Latham are homegrown.
Right.
And also Trimble Tomcats, it is also a community school. It's all those kids play every sport, football, and the success that
Phil Ferris
Trimble has had in football over the last decade. Basketball, I believe, is their 3rd straight district championship game. Just two nice small school programs.
Right. They've done well also in baseball, and so just two programs that are definitely two of the premier ones around Division IV, and I just one of them is going to keep going on. So let's hope that they get there. We got some great referees here today in the crowd and on the floor here. So we had a couple of them do some of our games, and these guys have done some of our girls' games, and I'm sitting next to you, who've done a lot of them. So we got great referees, and like I said, I have a license too. I think I let it go. But I wasn't very good, so now we got people that can tell us what we're doing.
I will go ahead and mention the referees for this game. It is Jared Norris, Chase Hiles, and Marcus Thompson.
That's awesome. That's awesome. They've done a lot of our games and really done well. And
well, 2 of these 3 will be working the girls' state tournament next weekend in Dayton. Jared and Chase.
I'll tell you, the thing that really bothered us, that shook us up more than anything else in the state tournament last year, was the TV timeouts. We had no idea what we were doing. They were so long, we'd be ready to go back out on the floor. You can't come out on the floor. Why? It's a TV timeout. And so they were almost teed us up one time, so we had to kind of just stay in the huddle.
As being a Bengals fan, what tears you up during games to see that gentleman out on the field with the gloves on, singing for timeout when you know it's going to take quite a while to get back into play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a Browns fan. I'm hoping someday I can get there and watch some of those things in the playoffs. So. But, no, it should be a great one tonight. And both sides are completely packed, the balcony. It's just going to be an awesome atmosphere.
I had a chance last weekend to cover on radio the semifinal game between Trimble and Notre Dame. A great basketball game. Trimble won by a point. I'm really interested in watching.
Was that the girls or the boys?
That was the boys.
Okay.
Catch his name here. Oh, Blake Duffy.
Yes.
Blake Duffy was simply relentless on the offensive boards. In that particular game, Notre Dame was ahead at halftime by 5 points. Trimble made the conscious effort. The second half, they were not going to shoot outside shots. They shot 1-3 the second half. They put the ball in the paint. Good things happen when the ball goes in the paint.
Yes.
You either get fouled or you're going to make short shots.
Right.
And Guffey, I had him for 20 rebounds, and a big chunk of those rebounds were offensive. They really pounded the ball inside. He's
one of the great players in Trimble history, also a great football player, and he's one of the premier players in Southern Ohio, no question. And you've seen I have not seen Western.
I will give you a little clue on Western. Look on the back of their shooting jerseys. You see a word.
Attack. Okay.
That is what they do. They attack on offense. They attack on defense.
That's good.
They try to put pressure on you on both ends. Going back to, I mentioned a few minutes ago, to having going out and watching their championship game. And I got a chance to talk to both coaches after the game, talk to Doug. And Doug said what pleased him more about that game than anything is when the few games they had played that they got into a half-court battle. They're so used to going up and down the court, he didn't really know how his team would react in a half-court game.
Right.
Tournament games notoriously are half-court games.
Right.
It's whichever team gets the ball inside and gets the other team in foul trouble is the team that's successful. And on that particular night, Western Latham was able to get the ball inside.
In tournament games, I mean, referees generally let a lot go, and so they're a little more physical, I think, from what I've observed in past years. So
generally, that is the case. But let's say last weekend, Trimble won the game at the foul line. They were aggressive, and again, get the ball in the paint, you make the other team foul.
That's right. And you hit the free throws. And
yes.
I'm a big Cleveland Cavaliers fan, and they've been struggling with that a little bit right now.
That was the one thing that Blake was awfully good last week. I'm going to call him Gruffy, but it is Guffy.
Guffy, yeah.
He was able to take advantage of the fouls in the second half.
Right. So we're about a minute and a half away.
And the other key for Trimble is just how good a health does Tyler Weber have. We noticed last week he's probably their second best offensive player, but he really struggled with a bum ankle last week and I would guess he probably played a little more than half the time, but it was really a struggle for him to get down the court.
Ankles are the hardest thing, maybe, I think, to come back from. You get a high ankle sprain, it's tough to come back from that. So the teams are going to their benches here, so we'll see how things go. And, again, Coach Williams and Coach Caldwell, as Dave said, Coach Williams, a big-time up-and-comer, and Howie Caldwell, one of the legends in the area. So Howie, you definitely know he's out there, and he's, from what I hear from everybody, I've never met Howie, but I hear he is a wonderful classroom teacher as well. And if you're fortunate to have him as a coach, but you're even more fortunate to have him in the classroom. So.
Well, Coach Caldwell's a great guy off the court, but between the lines, he's a competitor.
Yes. So I've seen him coach many times against the Vikings. So a lot of referees here tonight. This guy is probably the guys doing the next game, I would say. So we're going to have the national anthem. So Dave and I will pause when that starts. But and announcers doing some announcing out here. So we'll be doing the national anthem, so we'll pause for it. I don't know about you, Dave. I never get tired of hearing the national anthem, so great job. And they'll have the starting lineups here in a minute.
We mentioned a couple of players from Trimble. We should mention a couple of the leading players from Western. They're led by their point guard, Noah Witt, who's a SOC1 Conference Player of the Year. Leading scorer last week was Chase Carter inside, Colton Miller, 6'3", along with Drew Hagee and Gavin Myers should be their starters.
Okay. So it should be a great ball game here. We're getting ready, and they'll introduce the starting lineups. And always like the guy when they come out of the huddle that does the chest bumping into things. And my reserve team had to do that, so they practiced like a week on what they were doing coming out. So it was good.
How you doing?
It's good stuff. Again, huge crowd in here. It's going to be very noisy in here. We appreciate BMG Media for letting us do the game, and they have, I think, 5 cameras. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I went home last weekend after being here all day Saturday at Wellston. I watched some of the games on replay, and very impressive with the camera work they do here.
I think I did their first football game, and it was great. It was like doing a Monday night game. It was great, but Michael Gray and Tyler Ward over here with BMG Media doing a great job.
What really impressed me was I saw several plays that when I was broadcasting on, I thought, well, that might have been a questionable call. But when I saw them on replay, hey, they were correct.
Reed Brewster comes out. I think they're introducing everybody, aren't they?
I probably are, because usually the starters are
okay, so Reed Brewster, Drew Hagee.
Well, that might be the starters.
Yeah, and then Colton Miller. Noah Witt. And you hit the starting lineup on the head, Dave. Number 42, Chase Carter. So
Chase Carter had a big game last week against Federal Hawking. I believe he scored 19 points in that contest.
They list Hagee as a freshman, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Pretty well put together for a freshman, so he'll be Trimble. And
Trimble's pretty much all seniors, if I remember right.
Tucker Dixon. Number 15, Austin Weiser. And there's your guy, Blake Guthrie.
He was
Tyler
tough
Weber
last week. That's the one person you got to wonder about his health.
And Downs. And so guys that have had experience in the big game right there. So, again, as you said, they're going with all seniors, I believe.
Yes.
And so we'll be ready for the tip. And the crowd's pretty pumped up, Dave.
I think they'll get their money's worth.
Oh, yes. So jumping will be Guffey versus number 13, Colton Miller. Guffey's put together.
Oh, he looks more like a linebacker.
I think he is, yeah. So he'll jump. Miller will go against him. Both teams, of course, you only do the jump ball one time. Defensive tip always. Oh, Trimble wins the tip. and it goes to number 11, Tyler Weber. Weber brings it across. As you said, heavy pressure put on by Brewster right now. Get the ball back out to Austin Weiser. Weiser drives to the basket. It's blocked. They're going to call foul.
And that's on number 11.
The foul is going to be on Drew Hagee. So he got a nice opening right there, put it on the deck and took it in. Help side came over just a little late. And going to the line for the Tomcats will be number 25, or number 15. That is Austin Weiser. And makes the first one.
Last Saturday, they really struggled the first half at the foul line against Notre Dame.
So Weiser makes the second one. We don't see them in our TVC. We don't generally play a lot of the hockey teams.
With the two divisions.
Yeah. So Brewster brings it across, gets it to Hagee, and comes back to Brewster. Down to Hagee. A lot of ball movement. Looks like a little motion offense right there. They get it down low. No good. Guffey comes out with it. Guffey's going to run the floor. Kicks it out. They bring the ball back out. This is Weiser. Gets it out to Weber. Back to Weiser. Weiser from three. Good. Drains it right there. So it's 5-0 Trimble. Hit the 2 first free throws of the game. And with all 5 points is Weiser having a great game. So going to the basket. And there's going to be a foul call. I think both teams getting some drives, Dave.
That's the idea of this game. Get it in the paint.
Yep, exactly. That foul will be on number 10 for the Tomcats, Guffey. And you want to keep him out of foul trouble. Going to the line will be Colton Miller. He is a 6'2 senior, misses the first one. It's kind of tough shooting in here. I think teams that have come in here for the first time, it's a little tough. I don't know why, but it seems like it has been.
I heard one of the teams complaining about the rims being very, very hard.
Very, very tight, yeah. Usually that one down there is when I've been in here, that's what teams complain about. And Miller misses them both. And going high for that rebound was Bryce Downs. And he gets it out to the point guard, Weber. Weber, and you're right, Dave, a lot of pressure being put on, lots of it. And there's a lob pass and a little, nice back door, a block, the swat by Colton Miller. And that was a nice lob pass to Tucker Dixon. There's always a couple Dixons playing over there in Trimble. So coming out of a stack is Trimble. They get the ball out. There's a 3-ball up and in, and that's Weber. And it is 7-0 Tomcats. So everybody in Gloucester is jacked right now, Dave.
Not a good start for the Western Indians.
No. Kind of run a little motion offense there, setting some screens. Now a little two-man. Getting the ball out. There's a 3-ball. And it's good. He's going to get fouled. That foul is going to be on Tucker Dixon. And that was, I believe, Drew Hagee, right? Made that shot? Yeah. That was
number 1.
That was Reed Brewster. So we're going to have a replay on that. Try to go to that after this. There's coming a replay right here. There's a pass out. Getting the ball out. There's a 3-ball. Yep, and they're going to call the foul. That was a good call. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, without a doubt.
Getting the ball out. There's a 3-ball.
Look at the replay. It's kind of funny. It looks like he might have tripped on his own player.
Oh, yeah. So going to the line will be Brewster. And he misses the 4-point play. You don't see those very often, Dave.
A little tight.
Yeah. And they somehow get through that press. And this is Weiser down low. They're looking for Guffey. Guffey on the floor. You're not going to take too many balls away from him. It's going to be a jump ball. It should be Western ball, and it is. And the Indians will get the ball with a trailing 7-3.
That's our first turnover of the contest.
And so bringing the ball up will be Miller. He is a senior. Gets the ball out to Carter. Good defense by Trimble right now, playing some serious man-to-man. And Hagee with it. Nice take inside, up and in by Chase Carter, Jr. That was just a nice football move right there, getting in and taking it to the hole. And that makes it 7-5. And a great game. I think you called it, Dave. It's going to be a great game right here. People are going to get their money's worth. Coach Williams and Coach Caldwell getting excited. And there's going to be a turnover by Trimble. They tried to get the ball inside to Guffey, but the good man-to-man defense that Dave talked about earlier showing up right there.
Western will try to pressure you the entire evening.
So Miller's going to bring it down.
Kind of interesting. Western playing full court man pressure.
There's another three, no good.
And Trimble playing half court.
Tucker Dixon with the rebound. Gets it out to Weiser. Weiser's going to drive, gets it down low. Nice pass down low, up and in. Basket by Bryce Downs. Great pass by the point guard in there. And that makes it 9-5 Trimble. And there's another three by Western. Good, they drain it. That is number 13, Colton Miller. And it is 9-8. And you're right, Dave, just full man-to-man pressure by Western. Howie is calling a play out. I think he's calling two. And there's going to be a little spin move. They kick it out. There's another three by Trimble. It's good. And that is Tyler Weber. Weber with 5, and that makes it 12-8.
Actually, that's 2 for 2 on threes. You got 6 points.
Yeah, 6, yeah. And Trimble takes it to the basket, and a nice defensive play right there to strip him of the ball and not foul was by Chase Carter, who got back. It was a good take. Yeah, we're gonna go replay, I think. And we are. Howie is so there it is. Ball goes play out. I think it's calling two. In the meantime, in live action, they hit a bucket. That's Blake Guffey. We missed the replay. Sorry about that. And there's a take inside. No good. Nice rebound by Western, and putting it back up and in is Noah Witt. So it's 14-10 Trimble. Big time pressure. There's a steal by Chase Carter. He's going to go to the basket. And Carter scores and makes it 14-12. Western's pretty fired up right now. And Trimble, they get the ball to Guffey. Guffey's going to bring it up himself. And that's a charge, and that's a huge foul, Dave.
It's number 2 on Guffey.
Yeah, let's see. I'm sure we'll see if we get a replay on that one. But that's a big foul right there.
And Coach Caldwell, he doesn't really seem to be upset by the call. I think he pretty much agreed with it.
Right, they got some subs coming in now for Trimble. We'll try to get them in here. Miller brings it across, gets it out to Carter, who's been very active the last couple of minutes, Dave. Shoot the three ball real well, Dave. You've ref some of their games, is that right? Yeah. They shoot a lot of threes?
Well, actually, I've watched them. I have not refereed the boys' games this year.
And out comes Trimble with the ball. They get the ball down low. And they're going to say that Trimble stepped out. That was one of their subs that came into the game, M.J. Clark, a sophomore. Again, Trimble has Guffey out with 2 fouls right now.
It's kind of depends up on Western. It's up to them to take advantage of Guffey being out of the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Miller's done a great job handling the pressure so far. Trimble's putting a lot of pressure on. Trimble's also playing great defense. Ball goes out in the corner. Good job by closing out right there by the Tomcats. And there's another three. And they miss. And rebound by Western. There's a three, no good. And good screen out. And rebound by Bryce Downs. And they get the ball out. They get it down low. Nice pass inside. And he's going to get fouled. That was number 20, Bryce Downs. Outstanding pass by Tucker Dixon to him. And he's fouled.
He's on number 1 again.
The pressure so far. Trimble's putting a lot of pressure on. Trimble's also playing great defense. Is that what you got?
That should be a second.
Ball goes out in the corner. Good job by closing out right there by the Tomcats.
Maybe Is it number 11?
And there's another three. Going to the line will be Bryce Downs. And Miller's done a great job handling the pressure so far. Trumble's putting a lot of pressure on. Trumble's also playing 14-12 Trumble with just under 2. Ball goes out in the corner. Good job by in a great game so far. Now a little two. I always wonder if you could put a Fitbit on these coaches. How many they get 10,000 steps each quarter, you know? And it's good. He's going to get fouled. That foul is going to be on Tucker Dick. Yeah. Downs makes the second one to make it 15-12. And again, Miller, a little pressure now, Dave, by the Tomcats.
It's a zone trap.
Yeah, a 1-2-2. It looks like a diamond. And they throw the ball down low and up and in. Chase Carter having a great game for Western. Again, a couple of subs coming in for Trimble, doing a good job right now. Dixon's running the show now. Gets it out. Oh, what defense right now, Dave.
Number 2 for Western, which is Sean Kearns.
And there's a 3 ball by Trimble. No good. And let's see who they're going to give that to. That'll be Western ball. So it's 15-14. Trimble leads with 1:13 to go in the first quarter. Bob Grillo, Dave Stams here on BMG Media. So right now, that was a nice play. That was a design play to get an up screen and get a lob down low, but just a little too high. Good defense by Trimble. Inbounding right now will be Bryce Downs, who's played a great game defensively. They almost set somebody deep. And so Trimble's going to try to dribble through it. Number 2, as you said, Dave, Sean Kearns playing one unbelievable defense. Howie Caldwell's teams always do, and it looks like same thing for Doug Williams. Oh, there's a steal by Trimble. Oh, by Western. Trimble gets it back. Nice head fake. Shot no good. Ball goes down low, up and in by Bryce Downs. And it is 17-14 with 25. Will they go for one, Dave?
Yeah, I would say so.
This number 2 is quick. Sean Kearns.
He is a senior.
Oh, and there's going to be a foul on number 4, Tucker Dixon. That'll be. And coming to the ball game right now, a couple subs. That's a second personal on Dixon?
Yep. That's what I'm looking.
There's a steal by Trimble, and they score. That is number 22, M.J. Clark, coming off the bench and doing the job for him, so that's great. And so at the end of one, it's 19-14. Trimble will be back in what's an exciting game. We'll stay here. I think I'm doing radio. We have a commercial. We don't have commercials here. And I'd like to thank Total Media for giving me permission to come over here to BMG. I appreciate that. And I've done a football game with them. It was great. And here we are again. So good to be with you, Dave.
I've worked basketball quite often on the radio. Little first quarter stats.
Go ahead.
Trimble is 4 out of 6 on 2-point shots, good for 66%. They are 3 out of 4 on threes for 75%, and they have 7 rebounds. Western is 4 out of 8 on twos, good for 50%, and 2 out of 4 on threes, good for 50%, and 1 rebound, and Trimble's committed 4 turnovers, and Western's committed 3 turnovers.
And foul trouble is not right now in Trimble's favor.
One player has 10, and that's Guffey, and that says a lot there.
Yes.
And if you're Coach Caldwell, it kind of wonders how long you will keep Guffey on the bench. As long as you've got the lead, he might let him sit beside him for a while.
Right.
But he's back here now.
He's back in.
Yep.
So it'll be Trimble ball to start the second quarter. And Trimble leads 19-14. This is going to be a great game, going to be decided down to the wire. So they're bringing Guffey back in, and they get him the ball. And there's a little give and go, and Western steals the ball. Stealing the ball was Hagee, and he gets it out to Miller. And there's Brewster with it. Brewster. There's a 3 ball. No good. Rebound by Trimble. Number 15, Austin Weiser. Guffey. There's Guffey with it, cross-court pass.
I think those 2 fouls might take a little bit of Guffey's aggression away from him, trying to keep himself from getting the third.
Right. Won't want to get an offensive foul, right? And he takes a long shot, no good. Rebound by Miller, the point guard, getting some rebounds. They get it out to him. Miller's in the corner. Comes off a screen, going to drive. Euro step, scores, and makes it 19-16. Oh, they're going to call it. What are they calling there? Howie's saying it was a travel, but no, that's not the case.
Actually, they called a foul on the floor.
So before the shot. So that basket will be no good. Howie was saying he traveled. And inboundings will be Brewster. Trouble getting it in. They do finally get it into Witt. Miller for 3. Drains it, and that makes it 19-17.
The second 3 for Colton Miller.
We're going to have Guffey bring it up. Guffey, they're doing a lot of backdoor cuts, Trimble. They get the ball down low, but nothing's easy in there. And there's a shot, no good. And out comes Carter, who's having a big game for Western.
And that foul was on Downs, I believe.
Downs. And there's going to be a timeout on the floor. So we'll stay here. And it'll be Western ball. You said it right. You said that on the back of their jerseys and their warm-up shirts is what they do, attack. They attack on offense and defense. You're exactly right. And Trimble's no stranger to that either. Both teams very physical.
Well, in the last play, he just got it too deep inside.
Right.
Wasn't in good shooting position. Been better off to pass it back out to set things up. So far, the game's been everything we thought it would be. A little foul trouble for Trimble. They got 16 fouls to only 2 for Western.
Well, Dave, you've refereed several state championship games. You told me what's the difference as you get to the higher levels of the tournament as an official versus a lower level?
Usually it's the teams.
Yeah.
You'll really stagger looking at athletic ability.
Yeah.
As I did 4 girls state tournaments and had the pleasure one year doing the #1 team in the nation in Dayton Chaminade. The athletic ability of the teams once they get to district finals and regionals, sometimes staggering. I talk about the old days doing refereeing 2-man mechanics.
Yeah.
I'd hate to try to referee these kids with one other person.
Absolutely. So Western has the ball from Latham, Ohio.
Which people are not familiar with Latham, it is in Pike County.
And Trimble and Gloucester, which is in Athens County. And they have made all of Athens County proud the last few years with their athletic prowess, and their girls team having a chance to get to the Final Four as well.
Yeah, good luck to both Waterford and Trimble tomorrow.
They played us, and we ended up winning by, I think, 1, but they were an unbelievable athletic team and very well coached.
Great post player.
Yes. Great guard. Oh, there was all kinds of people on the floor, and they're going to call an over and back on Trimble. It could have been a travel and over and back, so they just chose one, but people are diving on the floor, Dave.
Great hustle. That is the 6th turnover for Trimble. Not really what you kind of expected to see out of a senior team.
Again, Bob Grillo, Dave Stam on BMG Media. And what a great game so far. Noah Witt gets it down in the corner. They get it down low. This has been their guy. Another nice post move, but he misses inside. And it's going to be Trimble ball.
You got to be able to finish it.
Yeah. Carter, they've been going to. Carter's had a big game so far with 6.
Yeah, he's 3 out of 7 from the field. on 2-point shots.
And they get it in. He's going to kick it out. They get it down low again. And no, oh, they make it. Kind of gets every inch of the rim. Noah Witt puts it in on a great pass inside by Drew Hagee. Tucker Dixon's doing a good job handling the pressure for Trimble. They get it out top to Weiser. Weiser has 5 points. 1 of 3 Tomcats with 5. Nice backdoor and a Kentucky move, but they lose the handle as it's knocked away by Colton Miller. Nice backdoor cut, Dave, right there.
Old-time basketball.
Oh, yes, yes. And Trimble inbounds with Austin Weiser to be the trigger man, gets it in. That's Weiser. Weiser gives it to Guffey. They've done a pretty good job on Guffey so far, Dave, but hampered by those 2 fouls. Just their defense is smothering. There it is again. Weber gets it back out. This is Dixon. There's a shot. No good. What a rebound out of nowhere by Guffey. And that's I'll tell you what, I think Trimble's collective nation was holding their breath right there. I thought he was going to call a foul on Guffey, but he did not.
He was working hard.
Oh, he is. He is.
Guffey didn't have a great first half last week against Notre Dame, but, man, the second half.
Oh, he's probably a first-team All-Ohio player, I'm sure.
I would think he would have to be.
Has to be. Yeah, just their defense is. Oh, nice backdoor cut. Guffey, what a pass by Guffey. What an unbelievable sequence. Guffey got knocked down. The ball gets knocked off by a Trimble player before he's out of bounds into Guffey, who's laying on the ground. So it'll go back to Western.
It's a great pass, but you kind of like to see Guffey take that shot.
Yeah. I think he's just a little nervous about getting another charge call. What do you think?
He was close then.
Yeah. And so it's 19-19 in this game. And so every bit as good a game as everybody expected.
And everybody remembers last week they trailed at halftime. Actually trailed at the end of the third quarter to Notre Dame.
Miller kicks it out. There's a 3 by Western, and it's good. That 3 was by Witt on the pass from Miller to make it 22-19. Trimble, an experienced team, and Guffey's going to bring it across the line for him. Kicks it out. Dixon. This is Weber. Weiser with it. Back to Weber. There's a 3 by Weiser. No good. Rebound. That's Dixon, stolen away by Miller. Miller kicks it down. Goes down to Witt. Oh, they miss another easy one inside. And there's Guffey with the rebound. And does the right thing, pulling up not to get the 3rd foul. Kick it out. That's Weiser. Miller with the ball. As you said, very senior-oriented team. And they're going to call a travel. I think Coach Williams got that one. He was right there to the referee. That's a travel.
That's the 9th turnover so far for Trimble. Compared to Western with only 3. Again, you would have thought with the tournament experience of Trimble, that would kind of be the reverse way.
So Noah Whittle inbounds it to Reed Brewster. Brewster's a senior, 5'10". He'll be guarded by Weiser. So it's 22-19, and there's another take to the basket, up and in. That is Chase Carter. They get the ball down. Fast break by Trimble, and they score, and there's a foul. That was a nice bucket by Bryce Downs. Replay. So we'll get to watch this. Dave, I'll let you call this, being the official.
Got him with the body.
So
that was simply a case of Trimble kind of surprised. They've been going half court. They just got out and went with it, and they got it down before Western could set up.
24-21. Cole Wright's into the ball game for Trimble. That was a great take by Downs. Downs is a physical player. Scores, makes a 3-point play. 24-22.
Trimble needed that.
Yes. Brewster. Weiser on him. Trimble's in a little zone right now, I think.
Yep.
Kind of a matchup, I think.
Yeah, I agree. More of a matchup zone.
You know, there's a take, and they're going to count the basket. That was Colton Miller, and he takes it in. Is going to get fouled by Tyler Weber. Good take right there. This replay stuff's pretty cool by BMG Media right here.
I wish I had that on the court with me.
Well, no, you're never wrong. It's like being a judge. You're never wrong if you're doing this. Somebody can appeal you, but you can't appeal you guys.
That's true.
They can appeal me.
They can sure yell at us.
Yeah. So Colton Miller will go to the line. Miller has 9 now to lead Western. Weiser has him clear out. And there's going to be a foul. And
he bumped him.
That's just the 4th team foul on Western.
The one thing in modern basketball, they don't allow hands or bumping the dribbler. You can do a lot of things away from the ball, but you've got to keep your hands off the dribbler.
That's not the way it used to be, but that's the way it is now, yeah.
Yes.
Probably a little easy. Oh, and there's going to be an over and back on Trimble. That's the 9th turnover, Dave? 10th. Look at this crowd. I mean, the balcony is full. It's kind of like an old Hoosier thing right here. It's unbelievable.
Well, it's nice.
Railings.
This is a nice facility.
Yes, it is. We're in the Jim Darrow court after the legendary.
How old? I refereed quite a few games for Jim Darrow.
Yeah, it's used to do the coaxial tournament. Legendary coach here at Wellston. So the ball will be triggered in by Western with 2 minutes and 9 seconds. They get it in. This is Brewster with the ball. He's getting it out to Miller. Miller leads them with 9 points. Gets it down to the other guy who's done the scoring for him, Carter. Kick it out. There's Brewster for a 3. Good. And it's 30-22. Trimble inbounds. And like you said, Dave, from the get-go, they're going to play every inch of the floor, pressuring the ball.
That's 5 out of 8 on threes.
Wow. Trimble's an experienced team, so they're going to be fine here. Let's see, and there's a 3, and there's that right on cue. There is Weber with 3 to make it 30-25. Again, Bob Grillo, Dave Stamps here on BMG Media.
And Weber's 3 out of 3 on threes.
Yeah, he's had a great game. And there is Brewster. Hits a 3. We're having a 3 fest. It's 33-25. Go ahead, Dave.
And he's also 3 out of 3.
Yeah. Nice pass inside, and it's going to be a foul. That foul will be on Carter. But that was a great pass by Guffey. Not only could he score, but a great pass. And that'll put Downs to the line, I believe. Having Downs and Guffey, they're pretty physical players. And Downs will go to the line with the Tomcats trailing by 8 with 1:08 to go in the second quarter. Bob Grillo and Dave Stamps here on BMG Media. Downs misses the first one.
He struggled somewhat with foul line last week in the game against Notre Dame. It's big important with right now with Guffey only having 1 field goal for Weber and Downs to pick things up.
Right. You got to be careful with Guffey out there. He doesn't get a third one right now. And there's a basket by Downs, free throw. It makes it 33-26. 1:06 to go in the second quarter. Howie said he traveled.
He was probably right.
There's another 3. Good! And that is Miller. Miller's got 12, so they're winning this game at the 3-point line. And let's see, they're going to call that foul. And I think Eastern wanted a push-off on Guffey but didn't get it. That was the right call, I think, Dave. What do you think?
Agree.
Yeah, it was clearly a foul on Eastern.
Western,
I'm sorry, gosh. Beaver Eastern.
Yes,
Pike
Beaver
County,
Eastern and Latham Western.
Yep. Little stack on the out-of-bounds play. They get it inbounds. So there's a Weiser. Good pick by Guffey. Guffey's going to take it to the basket and score. What a nice move by Guffey.
The old pick and roll.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of that, Howie's team has. 36-28. Western. The super quick Sean Kearns. There's going to be a timeout by Western.
30-second timeout. That's kind of an old college play. Most of the time high schools do not use timeouts in this situation, but most times colleges will call the 30-second timeout when it's down the end of the quarter.
What's that?
Most of the time, usually high school teams do not call timeouts like that with the short time left in the quarter. But colleges, that's a general strategy.
Yeah. So the Indians lead 36-28 over the Tomcats of Trimble.
And obviously they're going to hold it for one shot.
Right. Maybe a three the way they're shooting them right now.
Their percentage on threes is pretty staggering right now.
Trimble's isn't bad.
They've shot 10 threes and have walked away with 7 of them.
Wow. And Trimble's isn't bad, is it?
No. I mean, Trimble is, they're 4 out of 5 on threes.
But Trimble's in a man right now. And they're probably going to want to know where Brewster and Miller are. And right now, Miller has the rock with 13 seconds. See if Dave's right. It looks like they're going to go for one. We've got about 7 seconds, Dave, you think? 7 seconds. Here we go. And ball goes in the corner. And up and in, a reverse layup by number 11, Drew Hagee, the freshman. So at the end of the half, it's 38-28. The Indians a Western lead. So great game so far. It's deafening the noise in here, Dave. Deafening.
We're sitting right behind the Western student body, so they are very excited.
Oh, yeah. They were here. I got here about 5:25, and it was already packed.
We're trying to to get the low seats.
Yeah. It's, again, appreciate BMG Media bringing this. This is, I haven't got to see a lot of boys' games other than Benton coaching girls this year, but this is exciting basketball right here.
I've got to, this year I did not retire from doing boys' basketball before I got told I should retire. But I got to see a lot of basketball this year, particularly when the team's playing the second game. I probably covered Valley on the radio 5 times this year. So I got to see a lot of high school basketball with it. Guys, for $5 or $6, whatever you charge to get into a game, it is well worth it.
We're going to be doing the second game also on BMG Media. And so, Dave, since you know a little bit about them, why don't you talk a little bit about the 2 teams in the second game?
Leesburg Fairfield, if people not familiar with Leesburg, it's about 7 miles north of Hillsboro on 62.
No easy way to get there. We played them in basketball at Benton County in the scrimmage. No easy way.
I refereed there, and it's about an hour and 25 minutes from Portsmouth, where I'm located. And trust, you're right. There is no good way to get to Leesburg. Most familiar thing, Leesburg, I actually was refereeing one night and came back on the local radio station down there. Don Bowles' station, C103, does 2 games a night, and I caught the Leesburg and North Adams. North Adams is a strong program. Leesburg's calling card is defense. They held North Adams to 24 points in that contest, 48 to 24. So we'll talk about them later on.
Right. So that'll be an exciting game here, and we're going to be taking a break here. I think in a few they'll let us know, but. Right now it's 38-28. I don't know, Dave, if you've had an opportunity to do stats yet or anything, but work on those. But so far it's been a good game, and I think Dave's pointed out Trimble's uncharacteristically turned the ball over a little bit, but both teams have been strong. Both teams have shot the 3 well.
Well, the 3's been Trimble's 6 out of 13 on 2-point range, and then 4 out of 5 on 3s, 7 out of 10 on 3-point shots for Western.
Right. So we're trying to see if we're going to have a break here. Are we on break now? Okay, we're on break. So. All right, Bob Grillo and Dave Stans on BMG Media bringing you the second half here in a minute. It's been a great game, Dave, 38-28. You got some stats?
Yes. Trimble Tomcats, 6 out of 13 on two-point shooting for about 43%. 4 out of 5 on three-point shooting, 80%. 10 rebounds for the Western Latham Indians, 8 out of 16 on twos, 50%. A big 7 out of 10 on three-point shots for 70%. Only had 4 rebounds for the Indians. Big stat difference in this game. 10 turnovers for Trimble, only 3 so far for Western. That's 7 possessions that Western hadn't got a shot off. A lot of it might be due to the man-to-man defense that the Western Indians are playing. Second half, 38-28. If you'd asked me at the start if Western had a 10-point lead in halftime, had 38 points, that's right now what's being played to Western's tempo.
Western will have Brewster, Hagee, Miller, Witt, and Carter again starting their regular starters, and Trimble will have their regular starters, Dixon, Guffey, Weber, Weiser, and Downs. And so the ball comes into Miller, who has 12 for Western. Gets it out to Brewster. They get it down low.
Oh,
this is Carter. No good. Rebound. Tell you, Bryce Downs has had a great game for Trimble. He's hit some big buckets for him, got some rebounds.
That's his 5th rebound.
Trimble has the ball. Left-handed Dixon with a shot. No good. Misses. Rebound by Carter. Carter gets it out to Miller. Miller's going to drive. Going to kick it back. Thinks about a 3. Gets it out. Moving the ball around. They lead by 10. 7:20 to go. And there's a 3 ball. No good. And out comes with the rebound is Weiser. Weiser. He's going to drive. Kicks it down low. Nice pass down low. And scores. And gets it down low. As we said, as Dave and I said, Downs is having a great game for the Tomcats, and they make it 38-30. You got to wonder, you're going to keep hitting the threes. That's pretty awesome to hit 70%. So sooner or later, that law average just catches up with you, though.
Yeah, you generally will cool off. Nobody keeps up 70% for a game.
No. Maybe Seth Curry. Maybe. Probably not. And there's a turnover, and stolen away by Tucker Dixon. Weiser down in the corner. There's a corner shot. No good. Rebound. Miller with it for the Indians. They lead by 8, 38-30. Miller, they try to give it a go. A lot of that going on, Dave. You don't see that a lot in games, but they got one here. And there's a take to the bucket, up and in. That is Drew Hagee, the freshman. He's a nice-looking freshman, Dave.
Yes, very good ball player.
I apologize for calling Western and Eastern a couple times. So
those are fighting words in that
area.
I
know. And good defense being played. Trimble's being very patient. They've got some really good looks this half, Dave.
It's almost like Trimble's being very methodical, and yes, Western's playing at a frantic pace.
Right. You're exactly right. And there's a timeout by Coach Caldwell.
And that might be why Coach Caldwell called timeout.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of the great coaches in Ohio history right here.
Well, he's had success at everywhere.
Everywhere.
How he's been. I remember my first starting out refereeing, he was at Racine Southern replacing the legendary Carl Wolf down there, and then went to Eastern Mags and now to Trimble. Coach Caldwell has been successful.
Was he at Federal Hawking too?
I might have been. You know more about the TVC than I do. I can remember the other places.
He's really done a great job, and Coach Williams. I mean, looks like a great coach right here. He's really done a nice job with this ball club.
I deal a lot with Doug. He is also the athletic director at Western High School, so I do a lot of paperwork with Doug.
So, Trimble calls a timeout.
You've got to like, if you're Western, that you've held Guffey to only 2 field goals so far in this game. Guffey had 37 points in their showdown with Federal Hawking. baffles me how well that Western has controlled Guffey so far tonight.
I'm sure they watched tons of film on him. And Weiser with the ball. Gets it out to Weber. Ball goes, there's Guffey right there, and he scores right on cue, Dave. So 40-32, so he just said, hey.
It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
He's just an athlete. Carter with the ball. Guarded by Downs. There's another nice backdoor cut up and in. That is Haggie. So the freshman Haggie has 2 big buckets this half to make it a 10-point game again. 42-32, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Western Indians lead the Trimble Tomcats.
Being an old basketball person, I just love backdoor cuts.
I do too. You don't see that. When I played, that's all we did. And Dixon runs, hits the top of the backboard and almost goes in. Brewster comes out with it. Tell you what, this young man right here is having a nice ball game. He misses one inside, but getting the rebound, no good. And that was Miller, and I think their head coach is saying there should have been a foul right there, Dave. What'd you think?
Well, when I looked at, it looked like that Guffey had gone straight up. He just kind of bellied up to him. It didn't create any distance between him and the defensive player.
Guffey's been bringing the ball up here lately. Trimble trails by 12 with 4 minutes to go in the third. Weiser with the ball. Weiser, nice runner to the basket, no good. Out comes Miller. Miller's done everything today for him.
Colt Miller's a nice ball player.
Yes. Brewster gets it down low. Nice take to the basket, up and in, and a pass from Miller. That is Noah Witt. Weiser breaks the press all by himself, but it's stolen. And they're going to have a fast break. They get it to Miller. Miller's going to take it to the basket. No good. Rebound. Out comes Dixon with it. Tucker Dixon. Get the ball to Guffey. Weiser with the ball. It's 44-32. Weiser guarded by Witt. And there's Weiser with a shot, no good. Going to be knocked off Trimble's Guffey, and it'll be Indian ball. 44-32. Bob Grillo, Dave Witt here on BMG Media. We appreciate them having us.
You know, last week I talked about
timeout here. Let's see who took that.
Trimble
did. So they're down to 2.
Yeah, as much last week as they pushed the ball inside against Notre Dame, Western is not letting them get the ball down on the block. They're being forced to take shots 10, 15 foot away, and it's to Western's advantage.
Sheridan's beating Warren right now on the girls' side in the regional finals, 12-6. So
Sheridan's got an awfully nice girls' team. Warren kind of surprised me. I didn't realize how good they were playing for a regional championship.
We played them both, and they both got the 2 best post players around, and Sheridan can just flat shoot it. Now, I got to say, Warren and Sheridan are just 2 of the best coached girls teams around, and Sheridan just a lot of long kids.
Warren's got good programs.
Yeah.
They do so well in the boys' programs up there.
They're very strong in all their sports, just very physically strong. Go ahead.
We have a couple other tonight. We've got Division III boys going on up at Waverly. Wheelersburg and Chesapeake in the first game. South Point and Fairland in an OVC battle in the second game. And we've got Division II going on. Southeastern only 1 game tonight.
That's Jackson, right?
Yeah, and that is Jackson against Waverly. The other game was postponed till tomorrow night because of the girls' game tonight. Thornville Sheridan against, I forget who they're playing. They're playing Greenfield McLean.
Yeah, I saw Thornville Sheridan's boys team play, also very good. So there is, they get the ball out to Miller.
And now Trimble is gone to his zone.
Are they going to slow it down a little bit here, you think, Dave? Good steal by Trimble. Howie called his zone and a timeout. They get the ball down. Dixon goes up. Dixon scores. Nice pass by Weiser to him, and that makes it a 10-point game, 34-44. Oh, they miss a wide open player inside. They get it to him. And there's a 3 ball by the Indians, no good. Long rebound comes back to him, and that's Witt. They've not gone to their bench as much as Trimble has. Don't know if that'll be a factor. I got a feeling these guys can run the way they play pretty regular.
Coach Williams brags about how much in shape his team is.
Yeah. Oh my! No foul called there.
A lot of contact.
Good hustle. Great hustle by Carter to keep the ball alive. And just under 2 in the third quarter. It's 44-34. The Western Indians lead the Trimble Tomcats. Far from over. Witt drives, misses. They're just keeping it alive inside, gets the rebound, goes up, and scores! Witt scores to make it 46-34. And you can feel the excitement in here right now. There's a steal. Carter with the steal. They're going to call a foul on the floor, and that foul will be on Downs. That was a very good foul by Downs right there.
It prevented a 2-point shot. Right now, you simply say Western is the aggressor in this game.
Trimble's really having trouble getting the ball up the floor right now with the defense. That's 3 straight trips they've struggled with it. And Miller inbounds. I think I'd watch Miller getting the ball back right here. I'd watch it. And no, they don't. Witt gets it down low. Miller down low, scores, and that makes it 48-34. Howie has 3 timeouts. I was incorrect. And they're going to have Guffey bring it down. Guffey thinks about a 3, doesn't take it. They get the ball down low. That's Downs. And he is fouled. I think they got to get the ball to Downs. He's been able to get the ball inside.
Their game is to get the ball down on the blocks and into the paint. They've struggled doing that so far in the second half.
So Downs will go to the line. Early, as you said, Dave, I think they were slowing the tempo down, got a couple buckets, and now it's kind of picked up again.
It's been played at Western's tempo right now.
And Downs makes it. Downs has had a great game for the Tomcats today. And he'll go to the line and shoot another one.
The problem about
he's got 12.
Problem about putting pressure on Western is that's exactly what they want you to do.
Yeah.
They want you to speed this game up.
Downs has 13 to pace the Tomcats. 48-36. Miller, long pass down low, and they're going to call a charge. See if we'll get a replay on that one.
When I first looked at it, I agreed with the call.
And we do have a replay coming. Let's see. Maybe. Missed it, so it's okay, but we had a replay. So you agree with that call?
Well, you got to remember the defense player just has to get there before the offensive player leaves his feet. Bang, bang.
How many years of reffing did you have, Dave?
Actually, this is my 39th.
39th, that's awesome. So Trimble, and again, the pressure's relentless by the Indians of Western. Dixon breaks it. Tucker Dixon. Gets the ball out, that's Weiser. They brought in MJ Clark off the bench. They get it to MJ. MJ, no good. Rebound by Witt. And Trimble is also, or Western has brought in Sean Kearns. Miller with the ball. He's guarded by Dixon. Miller has 14 for the Indians. Kicks it out. Good ball movement right there. There's a 3, no good. And they don't screen out Miller, but he misses. Guffey gets it. Guffey takes a long shot at the end of the quarter, no good. At the end of 3, it's 48-36. The Western Indians lead the Trimble Tomcats. So Dave, what's your analysis of that third quarter? Got a replay right there. Up and in. Yeah. What's your take of the third?
Trimble went into the third quarter down 10 points. They come out of the third quarter down 12 points. They still have never been able to get the tempo in their favor. And now trailing by a dozen points, You expect them to try to put pressure and try to get some easy baskets against Western. Your first observation looking at Western, I don't know if Trimble can pressure Western. Western seems to be so quick and moves the ball up and down the court. Methodically is Trimble style basketball. 8 minutes left in this game. Do they have enough time in the 8 minutes to keep pounding the ball inside and trying to get the ball to the basket?
And like you alluded to, I think they're a tough team to press because that plays into their tempo.
Yeah, they want to get the ball up and down the court.
And it will be Trimble ball coming out of the break. There is just 2 team fouls on Western, 1 on Trimble.
You've got to expect, Blake Guffey came out big in the second half last week when Trimble trailed. You've got to think they're going to try to get the ball into him. We haven't seen scores since the first half was Weber.
Yeah. He had a couple of threes right off the bat, right?
I think he had 3 threes in the first half.
So they're making him pick the ball up high with their pressure defense. And there's a little fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebound by Miller. Miller's doing it all today. Scoring, rebounding, gets it down quick. And time's on their side. I think the Rolling Stones sing a song like that.
That's more my generation.
Yeah, mine too, Dave. And there's going to be a foul on the floor, and that foul will be on Tyler Weber. They're going to call him for a little push there. And
there's nobody in foul trouble in this game.
No. It looks going to take a while to get the 1-1. Both teams with just 2 team fouls. So I think the officiating, I give it an A+. It's been outstanding.
They've done a good job.
Great job.
It's a good crew.
Great crew. And Miller will inbounds. They get it out. Great basketball teams, both of them. Very well coached, both of them. Miller goes baseline, cross-court pass to Brewster. Miller. Now they're just running a little clock, just being very patient, Dave. Kick out. Again, good decision not to shoot right there. And they're just running some clock, 7 minutes.
I don't know if they're intentionally doing this or they're just not got a good look yet. This is an offensive team, Western. It's kind of hard to turn it off and on.
Right. Some teams can stall the ball, some can't. Guffey's out top.
That's not where you want him playing defense.
No, just doing a little dribble drive right now. And they're going to take one to the hole, and
good call.
That's a good call.
They've been very consistent tonight with player control fouls. It's been the same call at each end. When it was a foul against Guffey in the first quarter, it is a foul in the fourth quarter against Latham.
I agree.
I
don't think officials have missed one call tonight. It's been a great game, definitely decided on the floor.
Very consistently called.
Trimble, they just got to break the press and do it a little easier.
They just don't seem to be in a hurry.
Yeah, they just got to inch back in the game. Plenty of time. Dixon, guarded by Brewster. Look at the rim side defense they're playing. Ball goes one side, everybody's hit the rim. And there's another timeout by Howie, a full timeout.
That leaves them down to 1.
Well, they're showing, 1. You're right. So, again, team fouls. 3. They're showing 2 still, right?
I thought that was,
I thought there was down to 1 too, but they're showing 3 timeouts left for Western, 2 for Trimble. Foul situation, 3 on Western, 2 on Trimble. So ways to go. I'm sure we'll get to the line here before too long.
Trimble has tried a little bit of both. They've tried a trap, half-court trap. They've tried man-to-man. They're trying to look for something that showed a little bit of weakness of Western. Western, do what you're doing well. You basically control the tempo of this contest. I've not seen anything that Western has to do different. It's kind of up to Trimble now to try to dictate the last 6 minutes.
I thought the last possession by Western did a good job chipping away about 1:30, not taking a bad shot. Trimble's going with the stack in the out-of-bounds play. I would look back to see if they get Downs the ball back, and they do. And they get the ball out to Weiser. Weiser down to Dixon. They get it down. That's Downs. I just think they got to get the ball in his hands right now. He's been their hot player. He's got 15. You agree?
Yeah, so I agree to who's ever warm right now. And, again, they're having problems getting the ball inside.
There's where a case where they got a 10-point lead. Miller thought about a 3, and then he said, nah, we're up 10. But you're right. Sometimes it's hard to turn that off. There's going to be a foul on Guffey out top.
That's his third. I can't believe that Trimble likes the idea of having Guffey guard 25 foot from the basket.
Right.
Sometimes your matchups get that.
Yeah, I think they're getting a switch. They're getting the switch that they want with Guffey out there. And now Guffey's dropping down low. Everybody on the Western team can handle the ball very well, Dave.
They're a very athletic team.
And they're going to call it travel. That was a great call.
Yeah. That was the 6th turnover for Western as compared to a dozen for Trimble.
So again, they're going to come under the stack to get the ball in out of bounds, and Trimble's just going to some token pressure right around three-quarter court. Now they're picking it up. Weiser. Oh, nice backdoor cut to Dixon. They're going to call block.
I agree with that one also. He did not have possession.
I do too. That foul will be on Carter. So, yeah. So we're going to get a replay here, I think. So, Dave, go ahead.
Oh, I agree. That was a block.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So, the replay came in. That's kind of cool having a replay. Dixon hits the first one. They pull it within 9.
And they're just slowly inching back into this. This is going to be a very big possession for Western coming up.
They've kind of just not shot the ball much, just using some
they've
clock.
kind of froze themselves.
And Dixon, 2 big free throws right there for Tucker Dixon, a senior. So making an 8-point game, little trap being put on. Took Western a while to get the lead in the game, but they've kept it, but now Trimble's clawing back.
I think they need to start attacking the basket.
Right.
As you can tell, they're becoming very passive on offense.
Calling a foul on Trimble.
So number 11, Weber, I believe.
His third, so they have a couple guys with 3 fouls.
Well,
Weber, Dixon, and Guffey.
With 4:46, you're not worried about 3 fouls.
No, not with 3, no. Carter.
This is a big possession.
Yeah, for both teams. Trimble needs to stop, and I think
Western needs to regain momentum.
Yeah.
If it gets down to 6 points, then I think the pressure's got to get back on Western.
There's a take to the basket. Blocked by Guffey. A great block on Witt. And so here you go. Like you said, just inch your way back, Dave. They get the ball into the high post to Downs. They try to get it to Guffey. The ball's loose. Guffey keeps it alive. Gets it back out to Weiser. Howie's saying, let's attack, go high post, and they do. They get it to Downs. They throw it out to Guffey. No good. Let's see whose ball that is. They're going to give it to Western.
I agree. Guffey went up and tried to get the ball. And he kind of tapped the ball out to one of his players and just went out of bounds.
Howie didn't argue that either.
No, it was not a good entry pass. Western's got really too much length inside to try that pass.
Yeah. 48-40, 3:52 to go in the fourth quarter. The Western Indians lead the Trimble Tomcats by 8. Western's kind of going into a holding pattern here.
Become very stagnant on offense.
But they're using some clock. And they get the ball in. Miller. Now they got see what Miller does. Pulls it out. You don't see a lot of teams that pull the ball out anymore. Teams just keep cranking it.
Kids are naturally aggressive, wanting to take to the basket.
They're going to call a foul right there on Weber.
That's his fourth.
So they got one more to give before Western goes to the line, and the Indians will inbounds. This will be Witt. Trimble's playing some hard man-to-man right now. Plenty of time for the Tomcats. And they've done a good job defensively on the Indians here in this fourth quarter. And there's a nice bump by Weiser.
You can get by sometimes with the bump, but not with the hands.
Not with the hands, that's right. So Weiser is on Miller. Trimble wanted an offensive foul there.
Well, a bump got bumped.
Miller, long distance three, no good. Good screen out by, that was Weber to get the rebound, and it's going to come out. This is Weiser. So Trimble's moment right now. Weiser with a runner, no good. Rebound by Miller. 3 minutes to go, 48-40. The Indians lead. Western saying they're getting fouled. They're going to let it go right here. And they're going to run some clock, Dave, you think? Just nothing but a layup, and there it is right there, a layup, and it scores! What a basket right there. That's the freshman, Hagee.
Big basket.
That was huge.
It's been a while since Latham had scored.
So the freshman comes through, Hagee, on a great take, and there's a foul. And that foul will be on Dixon, his fourth. So that makes it a 10-point game at 2:35 to go. Hagee will go to the line and shoot one.
Now you got to wonder if gets some time where Trimble's going to start fouling and try to put.
Right. They got two guys with 4 fouls, so he may have to sub to get a couple guys fouling here. So Hagee, the freshman. And they don't box out, and getting the rebound is Witt. And now they're going to use some more clock. Up 10 with 2:30 to go. And there's going to be a foul on Dixon, and a wide open layup, and he fouled 13. Miller, who will go to the line.
And that will make it 1-1 now.
Got the 1-1 quick there, Dave. He didn't have too many fouls. So they're going to bring in M.J. Clark.
I'm going to see you're probably going to see a parade to the foul line here in the last 2 minutes.
Right. So Miller will go to the line. Man, he's been a cool character out there the whole game.
Colt Miller's played well in this game.
He's got 14.
He's 3 threes and 2s.
A lot of rebounds, too.
He's got 7 rebounds in the contest.
Several assists as well. So Miller goes to the line, and big free throw. Senior moment to make it 51-40. Trimble being a senior team, they're not out of this thing yet. They'll make a run here. Let's see. I think Western may call a timeout if he makes his free throw. Let's see.
I think he is.
And he does, and there's a timeout. He's going to take a 30. So it's 52-40. The Western Indians lead the Trimble Tomcats with 2:27 to go. So, Dave, what do we do from here if you're Trimble?
Well, Trimble, you want to try to get the ball up court. You can't press if you don't make shots. You can't set a press up. It's important that Trimble's got to get a good shot and then put pressure on. And we're working to the point right now, if it gets across midcourt, then they probably have to think about foul and just see how good a foul shooters Western is.
They look pretty good so far.
You're not worried so much when they're in the 1-on-1, but when they get into double bonus, that's when you as a coach, you really don't want to foul.
Yeah. So they have 2 more fouls they can do to keep that from happening.
But the important thing is you have to make shots.
Yeah, and Western looks like they all shoot free throws pretty well. But how about that bucket by Hagee, the freshman, right there? That was huge.
They needed that. They had gone stale on offense. And maybe in a way, I don't want to say the word timid, but they kind of backed off a little bit and kind of lost a little bit of aggressiveness.
And Hagee's done a great job, too, something they always show in the basket. He's been the guy pressuring the person bringing it up, having his hands, doing some deflections. And so right now, this is Weber with the ball, and they get the ball out in the corner. They almost throw it away. Weber saves it. They get it down the corner. There's a 3 by Trimble. No good. Rebound comes out. Miller Miller is going to try to get a layup here. Miller takes it up and scores. And that makes it 54-40 at 2:03 to go in the fourth. So Trimble's got to score early and often. And they get it to Guffey. Guffey's going to take it. Guffey loses the ball. Diving on the floor is everybody. Guffey.
I think the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, I think it went back here, and it should be
Trimble ball.
Trimble ball.
I think it's when they need to clean the court up. You had a number of people diving.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they want. There's no leaving anything behind here. I mean, there was a loose ball, and if you see if Guffey's going for it, chances are pretty good he's going to get it. But Miller right in there diving with him, Haggie.
You know, if we look at the kind of staring at the scoring, I would have not thought that Trimble, that Blake Guffey could be held to 6 points in contest.
Right.
That just stuns me that how good Westerners played on defense.
Downs has been the Trimble guy with 15. They're going to, Howie's calling his team over while they're doing some maintenance on the floor.
But you also look, and that's the only person in double figures.
Yeah.
We're a little bit more balanced scoring for Western Latham. 2 players in double figures, and 2 with 8 and 1 with 9. So.
Yeah.
One thing, in this game, there's just been no easy possession for Trimble.
No. And there's the pressure right here by the freshman. Haggie's been relentless out top. Howie's saying, let's go to the hole, and let's see. That's a good call right there, too. That's a good call. The ball's going to go back to Western. Now Trimble's got to press, and probably, if they don't get a steal foul, pretty soon.
Yeah, you can't let too much time come off the clock.
They get it into Miller, and that's the guy you don't want to foul. You also want to foul Brewster. Witt.
And it's just amazing how easy Western got the ball up the court.
Yeah. Carter, the juniors, had a big game for them. They get it to Carter down low, and he scores. And that makes it 56-40. Well, the Trimble Tomcats have given it a valiant effort, but they ran into an Eastern team. It gets it to Guffey down there, and they're going to call a charge on Guffey.
That's been the consistent call.
Yeah, they have not varied from that. I've been impressed with Guffey's composure, though. I mean, he's played very much within himself, yeah.
It's very hard for a young man who's had the success that Blake Guffey's had to have struggles on a night like this. It just happens to be the night of the Western Indians, and the Trimble Tomcats have simply struggled. Nice
move by Coach by Trimble's Howie Caldwell, get his senior Clarence Jones in the game in this district championship. Miller gets it back. There's 50 seconds to go. Probably won't foul now, Dave, you think?
No, they'll probably let him. I would think he might foul once. I would think he might want to get Guffey out of the game.
Yeah. Guffey's out guarding Brewster, and Western's trying to get somebody in too. Not going to get in. Trimble or Western's going to dribble the ball out, and they're going to win this district championship game by a score of 56-40.
Good luck.
And we got 3 seconds to go. And there it is. Western beats Trimble by a score of 56-40. Bob Grillo, Dave Stams bringing the action on BMG. And a great game. 2 great coaches, 2 great teams. What a career these Trimble seniors have had in all sports. And sad to see it end that way, but they're going to be a team that's going to be remembered in Trimble and Athens County for a long time. And who can tell how long Western's going to go? Coach Williams comes over and gets the crowd all fired up right there. That's incredible. Good stuff. So Williams gets the crowd fired up, and I like that. I like seeing that.
Doug does a good job there.
And, this is Trimble or Western administration trying to keep the crowd back.
This one, Western's first trip, I believe 2016 was the last time they won a district. They've had some district championship, I believe, in 2013. They've had success over the years at West Latham. It's been 6 years since they've been here.
So they'll do some trophy presentations here, and I've been on the Trimble side 3 the last 4 years, and it's a little different being over there, but then it's pretty amazing feeling that the Western kids are going to have right here.
We've got to be happy for the Western kids. You're sad for the Trimble kids.
So all of Latham is here tonight, so I'm sure they're going to celebrate when they go back to Pike County. And I'll tell you what, just huge games. Dave's working on some stats right now for us. But great game by Miller, great game by Drew Haggie, the freshman, with a huge basket at the end of the game. And Chase Carter, so a freshman and a sophomore, did a great job there toward the stretch. Miller and Brewster hitting some shots. Noah Witt for Trimble. Their guy was Bryce Downs, and they put a valiant effort up, well-coached team.
Two of my favorite district administrators out there handing out trophies, Stephanie Evans and Mark Rose. 2-point shots. First of all, for Trimble, suffered the second half. 8 out of 24 total in the game for 33%. 4 out of 7 on threes for 56%. They just never got real good looks on 3-point shots tonight. Good defense by Western, obviously. Rebounds, 15 rebounds for Trimble, and they committed 13 turnovers in the contest. For the victorious Western Indians, 16 out of 31 from the field, just a shade below 50%. The big stat, their advantage, 7 out of 15 on threes. After hitting 7 out of 10 in the first half, they did not make a three.
Well, we said that. Sooner or later, the percentage has to go down.
Yeah, the gods of basketball get even with you.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they don't like it hitting too many threes.
What really kind of impressive on this stat, at halftime, Western Latham only had 4 rebounds.
Wow.
They finished with 19. They had 15 rebounds compared to 5 in the second half for Trimble. Turnovers, again, I think was a big stat in this game, especially in the second quarter when the Latham built their lead up to double figures. They only committed 7 turnovers in contest compared to 13 for Trimble.
Well, I'll tell you what, Howie Caldwell, again, just does his magic and gets the team back to a district championship. And
they're so prepared, so disciplined. We kind of look at the two teams. I really look athletically. The Western Latham is so athletic. Trimble's just such a solid half-court team.
Yeah. So they're introducing
great year. Only Trimble only the 1 loss in regular season.
Right.
The Federal Hawking, another good basketball team. TVC had 2 very good Division IV basketball teams in Fed Hawk and Trimble. And again, SOC won a very good 2 small school teams in Western Latham and Sims Valley.
And, let's hope the Trimble Lady Tomcats will have an excellent job. Like I said, I got to coach against them, and they're the real deal. They're the real deal.
TVC's got to be happy. They've got 2 teams left out of the final 8, right, and automatically 1 team for sure has got to be. And I've refereed both of those teams. Jerry Close out of Waterford is, I think, when the class acts.
Unbelievable coach. Unbelievable coach.
Great coach, class act.
Yes.
And the young man from Trimble who's very energetic, very exciting. And,
him and his brother coach.
Yeah. He's done such a great job with Trimble this year, too.
Yeah. And here's Western. So crowd's going crazy, and they should.
Yeah, 32 is going to be live tonight all the way to Latham.
And Reed Brewster's getting introduced, had a great game, senior. I think it'll be pretty good next year, too, because they got Haggie and they got Carter back.
They had a pretty good JV team this year. Doug's building a solid program. Again, one advantage Western has is it's a basketball team. They have club football, but they do not have OHSAA football. And it's a basketball community that lives and dies basketball.
And there's a lot of schools in that way that just basically are more basketball oriented. But
well, we've got 17 schools in the Southern High Conference, and we've got 5 schools that don't have football. And they do love their basketball.
Well, in Trimble, on the other hand, they win in everything, whether it's football, basketball, baseball.
They've established a great tradition at Trimble, and all their teams seem to be alike. They're all physical, hard-nosed, and play very tough in football, and in basketball, and in baseball.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Blake Guffey's a great athlete. He'll play somewhere in something and have a great career. And Trimble's turned out a lot of good athletes over the years.
Oh, he's been in one of the top programs in the Southeast District.
Right, no question. So we introduce our coaching staff. So we wish Western a great success here in the regionals and everything.
They'll play the winner of the second game. 8 o'clock Tuesday night at the Convo.
I'll tell you, if you've had the experience of having a team at the Convo, there's nothing like it. My son's team was our first team to win a district at Vinton, and we had a couple an Elite 8 team. And that's an experience when you're in a small town. There's nothing like it. When Latham goes home tonight, that's going to be a great experience in their town.
The Convo, by far, is the best place in the state of Ohio to watch a basketball game. I've been to every place in the state. The Convo is the best to watch a game.
I agree with that, and I have to tell you, playing in the state tournament last year at Dayton, I was thrilled with the University of Dayton. It was unbelievably cool being there. So, but yeah, Ohio University, not a bad seat in the place. And,
it's built for basketball.
It's built for basketball. But this is a picture being taken now of Western that'll be on their wall forever for these young men. And I'm sure they're going to have a parade when they go back into town tonight.
Well, if it's 2 cars, it covers the entire town later.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like Benton when we had ours, so it was crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, Latham is 2 convenience stores, 1 restaurant, and an auto parts store.
Well, hopefully maybe they'll get an escort in by the Sheriff's Department.
Pike County Sheriff's Department will be on the edge of town to meet them.
Let's hope so. They deserve that. So great experience for these young men. And, again, your heart breaks for Trimble. They've had so much success in all these sports, but nothing to be proud of there with a great group of young men, great coaching staff, great community. And
it's kind of like the old ABC line and the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But this is what I like, seeing these pictures, which these kids will keep forever.
You know, I've had people, they're going to be cutting down the nets here in a minute. I've had people tell me, why do you cut down the nets? If you've never been part of cutting down the nets, you'll never be able to understand why.
No, cutting the nets is great.
Yeah,
it's absolutely awesome. So I think the second game will start at
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Okay. So not a single person has left this gym from Western.
They've got to enjoy themselves tonight.
Yeah. Cutting down the nets, nothing like it. But and for the younger guys, I'm sure they bring up some guys for pretty older team, really. They got a couple freshmen, Tyler Kearns, Cam James.
You kind of mentioned that.
Drew Hagee.
There was 2 of their players that were managers on their team in 2016 that went to the region.
Yeah. So Witt cuts it down. And now will come Miller. Witt was a senior. Miller is a senior as well. I remember broadcasting the game when my son's team in 08 won the district in Athens, and I almost passed out because we had never done that. It was just such a thrill.
Oh, the community,
And then the kids came into town. There's all the buses and things. The whole crowd, no one had any idea what to expect. And I'm sure, like I said, at Western, it's going to be rocking. I remember watching a video online of Trimble when they went to the state playoffs, or state championship game. And they went through the elementary schools, and all the kids are cheering them on. It was great. It was great. Hagee, just a freshman, just cutting it down. Great game he had.
Kind of the difference when you go to state tournaments and regionals, you see D1 teams and you see D3 and D4. The difference is D3 and D4 teams belong to community.
Yes.
You see people wearing T-shirts, supporting their team. The crowds are bigger. There's nothing like watching the D3 and D4 state tournament games.
And you're seeing the whole community of Latham right here watching them, and you're right. That's a big difference between rural and the city areas. Is you're going to have a fan base here that never goes away.
It's loyal. It's their team.
Yes, it is, and they're invested in the community. They've watched all these kids grow up. As you said, Dave, at the very beginning of the broadcast, they're all local kids, and that's an important thing.
And we'll have pretty much that also, say, in the second game. You've got a bunch of kids that I know from community-wise, the people at Leesburg, Fairfield. It is a local team. It's all local kids. And the Valley Indians are the same way. They're all local kids.
I'll sit here and say we played the Fairland girls in a scrimmage, and we had we're the runner-up for the state championships, and they knocked our blocks off. They were the most physical team I'd ever want to see.
They were very good again this year. They lost by just a few points to Wheelersburg in the district finals. They've got a very solid, again, it's no football there. It's a basketball school. They take their basketball serious, both boys and girls.
No question about it. No question. Tell you what, you're right. If you've not cut down a net, it's an experience. This guy right here cutting it down had a wonderful ball game, Chase Carter, a junior. He just kind of did a great job inside, made some big buckets when they needed it.
He was the player that had the big game last week against Federal Hockey. I believe he had 19 points in that contest.
Federal Hocking's well-coached. John Thompson, their head coach, great guy, and did a great job with that team.
Yeah, the two games that Fed Hawk and Trimble played this year, 2 one-point games, overtime games. At least one of them I know was an overtime game. 2 of the better basketball games you'll see in the Southeast District.
Right. I got to tell you, I thought the official. I did not disagree with a single call tonight. They were great.
They were consistent. If it was a charge on one end, it was a charge on the other end. They called the game very consistently.
Definitely decided on the floor, Dave.
Oh, yes.
I think there was a couple girls' games I heard last week decided on free throws in the last second. If people have called fouls. Those are tough calls to make if you're an official.
Well, I teach in class and tell everybody, if you get in position, trust your eyes.
Yeah.
If your eyes say that's a foul, it's a foul.
Yeah. So just what a great moment for these kids.
And I've noticed some of the assistants. One of them was the all-time Andre McLeod, the all-time leading scorer in Latham history.
I remember him. Played somewhere, didn't he?
I know he played with Shawnee for a while.
That's what I thought.
Did a great job there. Matter of fact, he was the all-time leading scorer in Pike County until just recently when Trey Robertson from
Waverly
just passed him. Again, played at Latham, came back to coach at Latham.
It's their head coach cutting it down now, so big moment for the head coach.
I'm not sure they're not
Doug
louder
Williams.
now than they were during the game.
Yeah, oh yeah. I don't think it's going to quit, Dave. I think they're going to be loud all night, even when they come home.
They're going to have to tell them to leave. Yep.
All right, so we're going to take a break here and for the next game. So thank you for listening to us. And again, Latham Western Indians beat the Trimble Tomcats by a score of 56-40 to cinch the district championship.